I uploaded yesterday.
Yay!
Oh god, oh god, no, I've messed up the title. Hold on, guys, let me see if I can.
Also, your mic's blowing.
Is
I
it?
haven't messed up the title.
This is Premier League. Anyway, basically, I'll be doing my Premier League predictions today, obviously. And, let's start off with 20th, shall we? So in 20th.
Blind reaction.
So Jack's here to give his thoughts and just tell me about transfer information. Well, I think the team to get last place, 20th, is this certain club here called Leeds United. They just escaped relegation last season.
Your mic's blowing.
Is it now?
Or is it, unless it's mine? I have no idea.
Well, I can't hear it, so...
It's not mine.
Hold on.
It's blowing on things, you'll have to bear
What
with
the hell? Is it better now?
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, so I think Leeds will get 20th. And, you know, they've lost their best players, realistically. Phillips didn't even play last season, but he is good. I'll give him that. And Rafinha, of course, went to Barcelona, so... what can you do? So, Jack, what do you think of my prediction about Leeds getting relegated? They're 20th.
To be honest, I can totally see that happening. I totally agree that Leeds is going down. I think I put them 18th, so just basically getting in the relegation zone. As you said, they lost their two best players, Rafinha and Calvin Phillips. They obviously have signed a few people, but I don't think the people that they have signed are especially good enough, to be honest, to be in Premier League. Some of them have obviously played in like German leagues and stuff. And I just personally don't think I'm going to kind of be a stat merchant here, because I've never really seen a lot of these people play. A lot of them don't have prem experience either, and even in the leagues that they are, they don't really get a lot of goals or assists. So personally, I think it's time to see Leeds go back down into the Championship.
Okay, my next one will also might shock some people, and I know it's definitely shocked Jack. I think the next one will be Everton. Of course, you know, they're having a bit of money problems with the stadium and all that. They've you know, lost Richarlison, pretty much the person that kept them up last season, in a way. And their signings haven't been really that strong. There's some people from Burnley, but look what happened to Burnley. They got relegated, so it's not the best, you know, people to sign. Anyway, Jack, what's your thoughts?
Obviously I'm going to say, yeah, they did lose Richarlison and obviously a couple of people from Burnley, but obviously they do probably still maybe have a little bit of money to even invest in new signings in because it doesn't end until August 31st, just transfer window. But even if they keep same signings now, I don't think that they will get relegated personally. I think I might have put them a little bit high up on my one. But I believe they can probably get at least 50, maybe.
Yeah. Now the thing is, right, I actually do think when it comes to Premier League relegation, I think it's 15th to 19th will be fighting for relegation till like the end, like last match though. I think it's be that close. Anyway, I think 18th might also shock some people. Southampton, pretty much the city that scarred me. But basically, Southampton, they've made no really transfer business. Really, they brought in Lavia from Man City, a very promising central defensive mid, and made Gavin Basmarunet or whatever from Man City as well. That was on loan to Portsmouth last season, so they've now made him a scum. And if they start him, I don't think he'll do that good, because even though he was really good in League One, I don't think he's Premier League. I think he might be like, you know, like mid-table Championship, if you know what I mean. What's your thoughts, Jack?
Yeah, I personally agree. I actually put them lower down. I put them 19th instead. Personally, well, with Southampton, is that obviously they're not a very good club, to be honest. They've got a very interesting habit of course, losing 9-0 a lot. Just broke the curse last season because Liverpool couldn't do it.
Hello, Jamie.
But basically, after all that, they haven't really signed anyone big, and to be honest, they're one of those clubs that will definitely fall off halfway through the season, and I do believe that they will fall off for the entire season. and perform bad. But hey, they'll probably do decent in the Championship.
Yeah. The next prediction will shock people. Just surviving on the final match day, I've got Bournemouth. Now, this is one that I don't really... Yeah, hello, Jamie Robertson.
Oh, uh-oh.
Both Jamies. Okay, yeah, right.
Oh, Jamie Robson, I've got a bone to pick with you. I've seen what you said. Okay, when 2 months ago I put will Liverpool win the league, and you just commented going no with a bunch of laughing faces. I've got a bone to pick with you.
Okay, right. Yeah, so yeah, I think Bournemouth. I don't really have any proof on Bournemouth. This is the one club that I'm literally just gonna say. I think they just are. Sorry, Mish. Okay, yeah, but for Bournemouth though, of course they've brought in 2 signings. They're not going to be that good, but I think Bournemouth will get lucky this season. What's your thoughts, Jack?
Personally, I don't think that Bournemouth are definitely Premier League quality at all, especially with the squad that they've got. They've not really, and they haven't really improved exactly, to be honest.
On Jack, right. I just want to say, right, pretty much, right. Okay, well, that was quick, Jamie. Okay, but yeah, basically, Bournemouth, right? They did finish like 2 points behind Fulham. Hello, David. But yeah, they finished like 2 points behind Fulham in the Championship last season. So if you think Fulham is going to survive, it's quite close to Bournemouth surviving. Anyway, yeah, continue with your thoughts, Jack.
So I do believe Fulham is a better team. I mean, they did win the Championship
by 2 points.
Championships even, so way out there. Anyhow, I don't know. I personally just think they are generally going to get relegated. But I guess I could see them surviving. But
yeah,
come on, it's in more seasons, newly promoted side, at least one of them's got to go down.
Yeah, I actually think all 3 are going to stay up, as you know, if you've been watching it. But now, we've got another team that I think's been promoted that will stay is Fulham. Now, I don't like Fulham personally as a Chelsea fan, because they are, closer to Chelsea than any other club. So basically, I think Fulham will just survive because they have got a decent squad. Of course, they signed Leno. He's going to be quite a good signing. Top class goalkeeper. I'll give him that for a good signing. Anyway, Jack, what's your thoughts on Fulham 16th?
Yeah, I can totally see that happening. I put them 17th, but they're not the worst side in the world. So I personally think that them coming 16th wouldn't be too bad.
Fair. And then I think the final team fighting for relegation will be Brentford. Now Brentford, they had a good last season, but they lost Christian Eriksen. Now we saw how they were before Christian Eriksen came in. They were a mess, but of course they've they've got what's his name, Ben Mee, is it from Burnley?
Yeah,
and he's going to be a decent signing, even though he was for a relegation side last season. He will be a decent signing, and I think he will help Brentford. But I think Brentford will still be fighting for relegation in 15th place. What's your thoughts, Jack?
Yeah, personally, to be honest, I don't really think it's fair to exactly say just because they're a Burnley player they're bad. Burnley's players, I don't think Sean Dyche was the best manager for them anymore. That's why I think Vincent Kompany was a massive improvement towards them. I think he could do so much if he had the same squad that he originally had in the Premier League. But obviously he sold a lot of them. But yeah, on to the actual team. So I personally think that Brentford won't do too bad, to be honest. I feel like they will be one of those relegated clubs. I won't be surprised if they actually came 17th, just avoiding relegation. Ben Mee is a good signing and all, but I don't think they've got the quality and the quality of a manager, to be honest, to be able to stay in the Premier League. They probably will. But obviously losing Christian Eriksen was a massive downgrade, and he goes to scummy United.
All I have to say is Brentford do have one of the best ownerships in the Premier League, probably tied first with Brighton. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, David, by the way, we're doing our Premier League predictions. we hate United, we don't.
Wait, Jamie Robertson's never met David, has it? Oh, this could get ugly. This could get ugly.
Next, I think is Nottingham Forest. I don't know Jamie Robson. He's David's a United fan. Yeah, I think next is Nottingham Forest. Of course, they've signed the most players out of any Premier League club. Good players as well. Jesse Lingard, of course, he's actually one of the highest earning players in the league. And fun fact, he's earning more than Heung-min Son. If that's even how you say his name, right? Then they've also got, Dean Henderson. He's not the best of goalkeepers, but he's still good. I think Jack can agree with that, even though he hates United.
What, Jesse Lingard?
No, Dean Henderson's a good goalkeeper for like a Premier League club. It's in 14th.
Pretty sure he was annoyed he didn't get starting.
Yeah, he was annoyed, United. And that's why I think he'll do good at Forest because his morale will be higher. But Jack, what do you think of my prediction of Forest 14th?
To be honest, I kind of agree with that. I put them 15th. I think they have brought in, obviously, Dean Henderson on loan, and I think that's a very good optimism for them. He worked for Sheffield United, who were obviously a newly promoted side. I can't remember. It was quite a few seasons ago, that was. And, that was just, So, and obviously Jesse Lingard is a good signing for them, I think. I think he's kind of ruined his career a little bit. I don't think the team he's gone to, although I feel like they're going to do decent, they're not as good as West Ham. West Ham could actually play good football, so we could get himself some assists and goals. But I don't think Nottingham Forest is going to do that for him. I think he's actually going to ruin his career a little bit. But I think it's an okay signing for them. Okay. So I agree with...
Next, I've got a club that has lost one of their best players and is probably about to lose their best player. Brighton. Now, of course, Bissouma's went to Spurs, and of course you have Kukela on the verge, and I mean very, very, very close, if not confirmed, just not officially by the club, to Chelsea. And losing them to is going to hurt them a little bit, but I think they will have the quality to stay like a stay afloat and be a good team. Jack, what's your thoughts on Brighton 13th? Also, of course, they've got Undav as well, by the way. He's quite good.
I mean, to be fair, I think Brighton are definitely going to drop off massively, especially with the whole... I'm sorry, my mind is just completely blank right now. Especially with they've lost their best players, to be honest, Bissouma and obviously losing Cucurella. So I just personally think they're going to drop off massively, but hopefully they've got a bit more young potential in their squad to be able to grow them back to where they were from last season.
Yeah, also, one more thing about Brighton. They are my second favourite club, as I was just saying, and also they do also have, quite, good youngsters, and quite a good young squad. Decently young squad anyway. I think they probably do have Premier League potential to become a very big team, maybe like Europa League football in about 10 years or so. Especially how they got one of the best ownerships in the league, if not the best, maybe tied best with Brentford. I think next would be Aston Villa. Of course, Steven Gerrard is a very good, very, very, very good owner. But I don't. But with the calibre of teams.
Order.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he owns it now. Yeah. Yeah. But, he's a very good manager, and I think he will do good. Especially how they got Coutinho. Maybe they'll have that Liverpool link, if you know what I mean. And but I think of all the calibre above them, teams calibre above them, I don't think they'll do better. So you got Aston Villa. What's your opinions, Jack?
I personally disagree with that. I think they'll be much higher. I think they can. Steven Gerrard, this is his first season as hopefully the manager for the whole season, because obviously, was it Dean Smith got sacked halfway through the season? So, to be honest, I think this is his chance to shine, to show what he's really proven, and he's brought in some new people, kept Coutinho at the club, obviously signed him on a permanent deal. So I think I think he's going to do way better than what you said. I think he's going to come at least somewhere like 9th or something. Could even get Conference League.
Okay, I think next is gonna be the one and only Crystal Palace. Apparently, what I heard is that they've signed Chet Doucouré. He's gonna be a good signing. They've also signed a few other people, I'm pretty sure. And Crystal Palace, you know, they have like not a really young squad because there's a few decent old people, but they do have a young squad. I think they do have a lot of potential, and I think they'll do good this season. I think they'll even probably get a surprise draw against Arsenal tomorrow. Yeah, so Jack, what's your opinions on Crystal Palace 11th?
Yeah, to be honest, I think you could put them a bit more down, to be honest. It don't really matter. They're not really the biggest team, to be honest. They're kind of a club you can easily forget about, I'll be completely honest. Because it's like, they've not really got any outstanding players. They're an average squad. There's not really big players you would plan on signing. Like, I don't think Zaha's that good. He's okay. But they've not, and they do have a decently young squad. They've just got to be able to use them properly and put them into team to hopefully start challenging.
Yeah. Next in 10th, I've got a always reliable side in the Premier League. Somehow they always get like top half finishes, even though I don't think they're that good. Wolves. Now Wolves, they always manage to get like, you know, top half, and I think they will get top half again. They always just, you know, I don't know how to explain it. They always do good. Apparently they're going to try and play Neto over Sarr, that I do disagree with. Because I do think Sarr is probably better. Like, you know, in my opinion, he would get into to team of the season, starting 11 in the Premier League for me. No offence, Jack, over Addison. Just because how impressive he was, right? He came in and was impressive for a average side. Okay, it's one of like the thing he had like one of the highest save percentages and all that. Addison did come out close, but I think I would put him in team of the season. What do you think of Wolves' 10th, Jack?
To be honest, I don't think that's quite far off there. Mid-average table side. They've got a few out there players. They signed Nathan Collins from Burnley as well, and they also signed some guy they had on loan from RB Leipzig on a permanent deal. So to be honest, I think they won't be too bad next season. I think they'll obviously just be the average table side. Few people loaned out of the club, few young people. So hopefully they can come back stronger for challenging for Europe.
Yeah. Now, okay, I was like how Jamie Robertson and David are just having a nice conversation there. But yeah, next we're going to be talking about a club that was actually challenging for top 4 a few years ago, but now have dropped off. I think you can probably guess who it is. The Foxes themselves. Of course, they got that surprise winning back in like 2016, was it? Right?
Yeah, it was 2016.
And you know, basically, of course, Chelsea did help them win back then as well. You know, beating Spurs, I think, or drawing Spurs or whatever. But basically, I think they will get, you know, 9th, because I feel like they're also, like, you know, a contender for conference. I think they'll be fighting for conference, but they won't get conference. What's your thoughts, Jack? Also quickly, also Fofana's of course been linked to Chelsea, and if he goes, that's going to be a massive loss for Leicester.
Well, personally, I don't think Leicester are going to do that good to it. I think they're going to drop off massively. Could be coming like 13th, 14th. Jamie Vardy's getting a bit old. Casper Schmeichel's left after like 11 years at the club. Yeah, 11 years left for about...
Where's he gone?
I think he's gone to Lyon.
Oh, Jesus.
After 11 years at the club. I think Maddison's rumoured to Newcastle. And then there's Harvey Barnes left, and with Jamie Vardy getting old, I personally don't think that they're going to be able to keep their form that they have. Even without Europe, I think they could drop off massively.
Also, Jack, you forgot to mention Fofana, of course. You know, a very promising young centre-back for Leicester, been heavily linked to Chelsea. Of course, you know, it's been revealed that he was actually a Chelsea fan or whatever, you know, with a picture of him and his friends with him on a Chelsea shirt. And Chelsea are, of course, you know, very heavily linked, so yeah, if they lose him, he'll also be another one. And now we're going to look at the club. They got taken over by a murderous regime. Newcastle, of course, you know, they got the Saudi takeover, made some good signs like Botman, Pope. Of course, Pope is actually quite a good goalkeeper. Again from Burnley, but I think he is actually a good player. Blood McNeil is, you know, Everton signed or whatever. But basically, I think Newcastle will get 8th. I don't think they're good enough to get Conference League, but they'll be good enough to fight for Conference League. What's your thoughts, Jack?
To be honest, I disagree. I think they're definitely good enough to even fight for Europa League, to be honest. Because especially with all the money they have as well, they can just basically buy any player they want, any player they feel like. Obviously, signed a few players rumoured with Madison. I think personally they will do as expected this season with the money. And even if there's a problem in the squad in January, they'll just pay the big bucks for someone who can replace them. So either way, if anyone performs bad in the squad, they'll be out and someone else will be in.
Yeah, fair. Also, I need to mention about Eddie Howe. Of course, you know, he's a really good manager, and he'll also be going against his old club, won't he, Jack? With Bournemouth, so... Yeah, good manager against his old club. Anyway, so top 7 is, of course, the top 6 clubs and West Ham. I think you guys can probably guess who I put 7th. It's Man United! Nah. I wish I would put them, but, you know. No, it's West Ham. Because West Ham, I think, are a very good club. They will get Europe, I think, by about 3 points going into the last day of the season. I mean, that all they have to do is get a point if Newcastle win, obviously. And I think that West Ham are good, obviously. And I think they will do well. What's your thoughts, Jack?
I don't know, to be honest. I personally think that West Ham might be a bit too big for the boots this season. I think they're going to be expected to do fabulous, and then I think they're going to drop off quite a bit. And maybe not even making European football at all. And then David Moyes could even get the sack. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Declan Rice wants to leave. Probably go to Barca. And then Jared Bowen probably wants more of an opportunity.
Then he will get.
He might. I don't know. I just personally don't think they're going to do as good as they're expected to.
Okay, then next one, David. You might want to cover your ears for this section. Yes, I think United will get 6th. Of course, you know, they've improved themselves, but not that much. You know, they've lost Pogba. Good for them. Of course, they've got rid of Dean Henderson. Good for them. Sort of, they now have to use Tom Heaton as a backup, so they want to hope that De Gea does not get injured. Of course, De Gea, I think, was the 3rd best goalkeeper last season in the Premier League. Of course, no, 3rd after Sarr and Alisson.
No. Yeah, no, who got 2nd, who got 3rd?
Well, like I said, my team in the season, Sarr I think got 1st just because how impressive he was, you know, with coming in. But yeah, basically, then of course you got rid of Matic. That hasn't really mattered. You're bringing like Martinez, and Jack. Do you know if they've brought anyone else in?
They brought. Have you mentioned that left back?
I mentioned Martinez, but I don't know if that's the one you're on about. I
know. No, it was like, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. It's like Martin. I have no idea how you pronounce his name. But they brought in some left back, and yeah, and that's all I know.
And of course, also.
Oh no, and Ericsson.
And of course, that basically. Oh my God, Liverpool to get relegated. Okay, but yeah.
What?
But yeah, basically, right? Manchester United 6th. Not made that much, you know, deals or anything. And of course, you know, De Jong could actually be hijacked by Chelsea, quite highly likely right now. Or he could just stay at Barcelona. So, yeah, I think Man United 6th. Now, 5th, I hate to say this, as they're literally my 2nd least favourite club in the world. In Arsenal. Yes, I absolutely despise Arsenal. They're my least favourite English club. Of course, Barcelona being my least favourite. For reasons I'm not going to say, because it'll go for about 50 years. Now, please say people in the chat agree with me here. But I think Arsenal, they're good. And they will be fighting for top 4, obviously. But I don't think they're good enough to, you know, get above Chelsea or Spurs. Because I think Chelsea and Spurs have just done so much more superior transfer business.
If you get rid of Arteta, I disagree.
Jesus is good. Obviously, he'll score a lot of goals. Zinchenko? This. Yeah. Arsenal's is a training ground.
Liverpool's training ground. Bobby and Jota.
No.
Anyhow,
what do you think of Tottenham?
No. They signed Marquinhos, but the wrong one for 3 points.
Of course, they're also going to be kicking themselves because they lost Omani Hutchinson to Chelsea as well. They could, of course, a promising winger slash cam, whatever.
Do you think anyone's promising you to join your club?
Oh no, he is though. He's like 19, 18.
Sorry, but I've never even heard of him.
Yeah, probably could do it for Arsenal.
And why are you following Arsenal? I follow Arsenal.
Not well, obviously not that much. Obviously, you don't know. Obviously, we do not know. Obviously, you do not know about all their reserves. But yeah, Arsenal. Arsenal fifth. What's your thoughts, Jack?
I personally think they can get higher, especially higher than Spurs. But yeah, I think with the standings they've got, if they get rid of Arteta and bring in someone like,
literally no one they can
I don't know who.
Rafa Benitez, maybe.
only could have Solskjaer.
But I think, didn't Rafa actually manage Chelsea? I swear he did.
Rafa Benitez.
Yeah, or was that someone else I'm thinking of? I swear he managed Chelsea.
Oh, I know he managed Everton. Sabotage! Thank you, Rafa.
Because right, if they do hire Rafa Benitez, and he did actually manage Chelsea, the same thing might happen to Arsenal than it did to Everton. But yeah, I think Everton fifth. No, Everton, Arsenal fifth. Yeah, boys, Everton's fifth now. Okay, fourth. I hate to say this, but Chelsea. I think they've probably got, like the fourth or third best transfer window in the Premier League so far. Of course, they brought in some promising people, some like Gabriel Solona, Omani Hutchinson. Now we've got I don't know how to say his name. They also got Sterling and Koulibaly. What?
Don't matter.
Carney Chutameka or whatever. But basically, yeah, he's promising. Omani Hutchinson, like I said, a little bit promising. You got Gabriel Solona. He's on loan for half of the season to finish the campaign with Chicago Fire. Then he'll come back probably as a backup if Napoli buy Kepa. Of course, Chelsea are linked to De Jong, linked to Kukela, Aubameyang. So
Aubameyang.
Also, I saw something earlier that they've also been offered Depay. So
who asked for Depay?
Also, there's someone else as well. That is.
Yeah,
and there's someone else for like 60 million that Chelsea is also trying to buy from Inter Milan. That's Cisco, I think.
Where do you mean, Martinez?
No, like Cisco, I think his name is. But basically,
oh, the centre back.
Probably, yeah. Oh, that's Squinny, I think. That's Squinny, I think of. But yeah, basically, I think Chelsea fourth. What's your thoughts, Jack?
You know what? I actually totally agree with that. I do believe that Chelsea, halfway, like they'll be one of those sides that are like very good, especially against the low clubs like Bournemouth and stuff. But I think when it gets to more challenging games, I actually believe they'll tumble a little bit. I think they might lose to City. I think they'll draw one game with Liverpool and then lose another. I think they'll lose to Arsenal, then win against them in a different game, and then I think they'll completely annihilate Spurs.
How about Man United?
Then... Who?
Man United. Oh.
Who? What?
Also, just in case you didn't see it, right? Apparently, David just said, right. Liverpool as a club should get put into administration and not exist anymore. To be fair, right, that is absolutely out of order because Chelsea nearly went into administration, so I pretty much know how it feels. In a way, not completely administration, but I know how it feels to nearly go into administration. But yeah, Anyway, next club, yeah.
Yes, bro, can't handle that. We're a bigger deal than Manchester United now.
And of course, the next one is Liverpool. No, I'm joking. Tottenham Hotspur is next.
What?
Tottenham Hotspur is next. I think they made good transfer business. Bissouma, Perisic, is it?
Perisic, yeah. He was good in the World Cup.
Richarlison, the only reason why Everton stayed up, in my opinion. So they have made a really good transfer window. Probably, like just above Chelsea's transfer window. To be fair, I think Chelsea's got a slightly better transfer window. Your thoughts, Jack?
To be honest, I don't think the reason I think Spurs aren't going to do as well as you say it's because Richarlison, he's not really going to touch the pitch for a few years. I mean, Harry Kane he's going to be playing
stop.
for the entire thing, isn't he?
I'm just gonna stop you there quickly, right?
And
Apparently, I've heard that Richarlison might play wing, and you know, Kulusevski, whatever his fucking name is. Apparently, they might rotate him and use Richarlison as a backup and like rotate via games.
That's actually what I was going to say. I know he can play left wing quite well, but obviously Heung-min Son would be there. The last resort would be right wing, and I think with people like Lucas Moura there, they've obviously got that Kulusevski person who's very good. And then obviously Richarlison. I feel like he's not really going to get as much game time as he wants. There's going to be very big arguments in the dressing room, and it's going to affect a little bit the squad. So personally, I don't think Richarlison was the best signing to sign, at least at this time. I think he could. To be honest, I think they could cash in on Harry Kane now rather than late or letting him leave on a free. So, because I know we don't really want to be there. And then Basuma's an okay signing, but I don't know. Maybe for the first season, give him time to settle in. So that's why I think Spurs are going to drop off a little bit, and especially with the Champions League football, they're not used to it, so they might drop off a bit.
Okay, right, yeah, so for the top two, right, I want you guys in the chat, also, I'll tell him in a minute, David, right, can you guess who I've put second? Go on, you two. But also, yeah, Jack, right, David said, right, to tell you that he couldn't care less what you think of him, he did not ask. Okay, Jamie Robinson thinks I put Liverpool second.
I mean, I didn't ask him to be in the chat.
How about you, David? Who do you think I've put second? Would he go different? Okay, I'm guessing that's Liverpool. You put Liverpool. Oh shit. I'll take that as Liverpool, David. Okay, well in second place.
We've beaten 5-0 and 4-0. I don't think we're the bad team.
Well, hold on. So yeah, following the pattern. Okay, David thinks I put City second. Well, yeah, so following the pattern of the Premier League, Jamie Robinson, you might want to cover your eyes for this. I put Man City second. Now, you know, they've never won 3 in a row. They've lost to Zinchenko, good backup. Jesus, good player. And Sterling, good player. Phillips is not going to be that big of a thing. And I just think they're overrated. I think they're overrated. I think Haaland's going to be a massive flop. Or at least just a little bit of a flop. And what's your opinion on it, Jack?
I'll actually be completely honest. I don't think we are going to win the league. I do believe that City will. Obviously, they pay it. Realistically, City. Yeah, I don't think Haaland's going to be that big of a flop. I don't think he'll show up against the big teams. But like it's like teams like Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest. They're just going to be. We're just going to remind them of the Farmers League. I reckon he can score quite a lot of goals past them. But to be honest, I don't. And City need to get used to playing with a striker again, because watching them in the Community Shield, you could tell they were going to. They weren't used to playing with the striker because they were still trying to play from like crossing it more outside of the box and in, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Right, now let's talk about Liverpool. So, Liverpool, of course, they won the Community Shield already. That's something. You can't even really mention the loss of 4-0 to Manchester United because that's pre-season, and it, you know, they literally just used all their reserves. Literally all their reserves and first team players. Yeah, or also all at different times. That's why, you know, we do not care about Chelsea losing 4-0 to Arsenal. We also do not speak about that. But basically, or when Chelsea lost to Charlotte on penalties. But basically, I think Liverpool, right? My prediction is they'll win this season, then they'll have a horror season the next season, lose by like 1 to like 3 points the season after that, then win again, and then the pattern will keep going on unless, you know, like Chelsea or Spurs want to step up or whatever just to try and win the league. But yeah, I think Liverpool win the league. I think they've brought in some good signings. I think Nunez won't do as well as people are saying or expecting, but I think he will get, like, you know, a few goals. Because I've seen people that are saying he's going to win the Golden Boot. But yeah, yeah, he's not. He'd probably be a backup for Liverpool as well, if not starter instead of Jota. That I do doubt. Yeah, I think Nunez will be better than Haaland. I think Haaland is overrated. He came from the German league, and to be fair, I think the Portuguese league is better than the German league. Prove me wrong on that. To be fair, right, name me 5 footballers that actually did good from the German league when I went to the Premier League. I can only think of one, and that's Firmino.
Yeah.
I don't know if Balak came from the German league, but if he didn't, he was good. But other than that, I literally know like no one. Yeah, so your thoughts about that prediction, Jack?
To be honest, I think I'm very happy you put Liverpool first in that. But I don't know. I also personally think that Salah would obviously get Golden Boot over Nunez. I think Nunez is very good, definitely clear of Haaland, and obviously proven in the Community Shield. But basically, obviously with the loss of Sadio Mane, I think Diaz, I watched Diaz, he was a little bit greedy in that Community Shield. I think if more plays a team player, we could have a chance of winning the league. Maybe, probably not. But I don't know. I can agree with you in some sense, but I'll probably put us more second than first. I feel like it would obviously be a little bit of a battle between that. Obviously, Konate is currently injured right now. But yeah, I personally think that Darwin Núñez will start a lot of the games, especially for the massive price tag we paid for him.
Okay, yeah, also, Jack, right, here's a thing, right? David has said that Salah's a glory hunter. Do you agree with that?
How is Salah a glory hunter?
I don't know, but I sort of feel like that, mainly because, you know, basically he's always selfish, I think. But that means he's a glory hunter. I think he's selfish. It's more the word to put it.
And Ronaldo isn't.
Well, yeah, Ronaldo's selfish as well, but I think that, you know, I think he is.
I'm just saying Harry Maguire's a bit selfish. He gets the ball, stands there, doesn't know what to do and loses it, and you concede. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, now, 4 extras, and, you know, just yeah. Basically, I'm going to do the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Now, Jack, what should I do first, Carabao or FA Cup?
It's a Carabao Cup, since it's less important than the FA Cup.
Right, so second place, drum roll, please.
In
second place, I've got Man City. I think they'll lose out in the final to a very good team. What's your thoughts on that, Jack?
I don't even think they'll make the final, to be honest. I don't think City are good outside of the Premier League. Actually, no, sorry, they're good in the Champions League. But I feel like stuff like Carabao Cup and FA Cup is not their sort of thing.
Even though they were literally addicted to the Carabao Cup a few years ago. Also, Jack, Davis has said, your opinion is irrelevant to me, and I do not care what you think.
I don't care what you think. I don't even know why you're here, to be honest.
What are these predictions? Predictions. That's what these predictions are. Predictions. Then I think to win the Carabao Cup, Jackson, I love this. Liverpool. I think we're going to a close final. I think Núñez will literally score a last-minute winner to rub it in people's faces. And yeah, I think Liverpool win the Carabao Cup. What's your opinion on that, Jack?
I agree completely.
Right. Now, the most embarrassing, not embarrassing, but the biggest surprise I've got in this whole predictions is in the FA Cup. So, who's ready to hear my biggest surprise? Well, my pretty much biggest upset. I think, like, continuing the curse will be Chelsea. I think Chelsea will make it to the final but lose. What's your opinions on that, Jack?
Oh, Mason Mount curse. Yeah, I can see that happening.
And if they do get it this season, that'll be 4 seasons in a row. Of course, we got cheated out of Arsenal. Jack can even agree with that, in a way. Right? Then we lost to Leicester. Fair. We lost to Liverpool on penalties. Fair. Oxford stand a better chance than Liverpool. You joking? Oxford United, League One, I don't think they can even win against fucking Portsmouth, and you're saying that okay, so actually, no, right, they can't even win against United. What are you even on about? But yeah, basically, yeah, I think Chelsea get a run of it up. That'll be 4 years in a row, obviously, if they do this year. Then who's ready to hear the biggest upset? Are you ready, Jack? Right. So let me just get the club. Oh yeah, there you are. I think Newcastle will win the FA Cup. That is my biggest upset that I've got. I think Newcastle will win the FA Cup. What's your opinion on that, Jack?
No.
I wanted one run.
Not for like another 2 years.
I want like a really big upset. So I was like, I might as well like a mid-table Premier League to win the FA Cup. Yeah, I think Newcastle will win the FA Cup. I think they'll get to the final, and then Chelsea's FA Cup curse will go very bad. I think they'll draw, then Chelsea will lose in extra time. City are winning like a quadruple, did you say? Then you're not going to like who I've got for the Champions League. You're not like... Who wants to hear my Champions League predictions?
In City to get 4th place in the
But no, I will actually do different things in the Champions League, Super Cup, and all that before you. Well, actually, no, maybe not Super Cup, but I will do extra other predictions on the Champions League, then the Europa League, then the Conference League. Now, also the last thing I want to do before I end the stream, right, is I'm thinking. Also, I also will make one for the World Cup, by the way. But yeah, I'm also thinking about making a new career mode because I didn't really enjoy the start the Chelsea one. So I was wondering, I've got like 4 teams that I want people in the comments to vote on. So if you made it all by the end, I want you to vote on this one. So we could either go Chelsea again. Try to attempt that again. We can go for Brighton, Portsmouth, and start in League One, or we could be a other club in the Premier League called Liverpool. Now basically, I want you to vote on them.
Wait.
Jack, also, Jack, like, would you help with the career mode? Is what Jamie Robson's asking.
I don't know. I don't know if I can be honest. Maybe.
Yeah, the last career mode are really good. I just don't enjoy the Chelsea career mode I've already made, so I'll need to vote on them choices. Or if you want another choice, just comment it and I'll consider it. All I'm gonna say is 3 clubs I'm not gonna do no matter 4 clubs I'm not gonna do no matter what, and that's Fulham, Arsenal, Barcelona, or Manchester United. I might consider Man City, but I doubt I'll do Man City. Anyway, yeah, that's the end of my predictions. I hope all of you have a nice night. Thank you for Jack helping, and I will see you